Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Scraplift Crafternoon. As you will see on the photo that's right up here, we are scrap lifting another circular layout. So we've done a few of these, or maybe I've just done them for different hops, but I feel like this is something that I've seen a few times this year already. So I wanted to do a little bit different. So Leilani Scraps has this really cool, very bright circular layout. She's got some circles with kind of a distressed look. Maybe that's a scallop, photos in the circles. It's a really cool layout. What I decided to do was utilize, and let me see if I can get the name of it, an older Paige Evans Wonders collection and utilize that. And it had all of these pages, and I've got one strip of it so I can show you all these papers, but it had one paper that had these tiles on it. So my first thought was I was just going to take 9 tiles and put them on the page. But then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could kind of match her scallop look? And what I did, and I'm sorry I don't have my light on. Let me just turn that light on. What I did is I found these dies. So she has different sizes of circles kind of nested together. I have 3 of these different dies. And what I'm going to do is I cut um, 9 of the tiles in different colors. But then I've also started to cut out 2 different pattern papers, a dark pink and this white. And then I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize these to do some like this, where they're just stacked. And then I may just cut out directly my photos in some of the different sizes. So I will show you my photos. My photos are from a taco festival we just went to. And I have this sticker sheet. I'm pretty sure this is like from, I don't know, Hobby Lobby or the dollar store, but it goes exactly with this. So I'm going to be using this. I also have an old sticker sheet of some cute little drinks, which are the right colors. So I will probably use those 3. Then I have some travel stickers from Ali Edwards that I'm going to try to use. And finally, I have one margarita left from a cut apart Ranky.com. Don't know where I got that. A couple of different vegetables. I'm not sure I'm going to actually use those. I found one random blue heart in my stash, hearts and tabs. So just like I've been doing for the last few, I'm going to be trying to clean out my stash. But the base paper is the Paige Evans. And if you don't have, oh, I've got one little camera I'm going to try to use too. If you don't have Paige Evans, this particular collection, Wonders, I will say a lot of her collections look similar. So you could probably use another collection that was similar to Wonders and get a similar look. So with all of that said, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to put you on fast forward and we'll work through making a layout to scrap lift Leilani. Thanks, everyone. So I cut out all of the shapes. I didn't make you watch that. I didn't even put that in a fast forward. I think you understand. I used my Sizzix and I cut out all the shapes. So now I'm trying to decide where I want to put journaling, where I want to put the pictures, and where I want to put the title. So I cut out the two that have both John and I in the bigger size, and then I cut out the other 2 in the medium size. So now I just have to figure out what I want to do. Now, the big thing is, honestly, I definitely want to replace one of these because this color is not good. This one, and then perhaps this one. And I need to get rid of one more, so I'll probably get rid of, well, there's 2 identical blues, so maybe we'll get rid of the blues. So that'll leave those 4 complete. And then we got to decide where we're going to put our title. So now our title letters can be either dark, and so that way I could use maybe this pink one in the middle and do New England Taco Festival in maybe a dark purple or dark blue. Maybe that's what I'll do. So then let's figure out, we definitely don't want pink next to pink. So it needs to go down here. think we should put this one here. One in this column. We'll put that there. But these, yeah, that's it. Right, perfect. So this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to get all this glued down, put together, and then we will accessorize and find some title words. So anyway, I hope you guys are liking this. I will put you on fast forward now for real. Okay. So I've put you on fast forward, and this is a little bit more fast forward than normal. This video is going to be a little bit longer than some of my typical videos, mainly because this process did take a while. It took me quite a bit to cut out all of those shapes using my Sizzix. Basically, I had to cut out, and I didn't because I ended up replacing a lot of them with photos, but I did cut out 9 pink, 9 white floral, and 9 tiles. So I did all of that. And now apparently I'm going to show you replacing my tape runner, which I tend to do, I think, a lot of these videos. Um, but I cut out all of those on my scissors, and it just took a while, right? I had to cut the paper, I had to put it on. I couldn't do multiples because it was different paper, so it just took a while to get all that done. And then you kind of watched, I mean, the first 6 minutes of this video was me just trying to figure out where I wanted to put everything. And then, although they're not square, because they're square-like, lining them up to make sure the border was correct, I did have to spend a little more time just kind of making sure these were in the right place, because these are 4-inch scallop squares. So they just barely fit on a 12-inch paper. 3 of them just barely fit on a 12-inch paper. So that's just kind of what I had to do. Now, what the other thing that I'm doing here, and you're going to watch me do, is I start on edges. So to glue them down so that I can make lines, I'm going to start in the bottom right-hand corner. And this tape, guess what? It's the whole set of tape. The whole box of tape that I have is bad. So it's just going to take, I'm going to have to go through, you're going to watch probably the next 3 months of videos with bad tape. Anyway, I'm going to do both the corners. Actually, I'm going to do all the corners right there and then create the lines around them, because the corners have the 2 edges of the paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is line up the edges of the paper. So on the 4 corners, then I'm going to line up the other edges, and then I'm going to create kind of lines so that I can make sure that I'm even. Now, if you were more specific than I was, you could have taken a ruler and really made sure these were lined up. I am eyeballing it. That's a time thing. You can see if you're really close that the bottom middle one is not exactly where I want it. Now, I wanted to use these blue letters. I talked about that in the intro. Taco Fest is what I wanted. And it takes me about 2 seconds to realize I don't have an E. And then I'm like, oh, well, it's not a big deal because I can take an F and make it into an E if I needed to, but I had to have an F. And then I was like, what? Okay, well, then I just have to have another T. And I think I didn't have another T. So then I just went with Taco Fun. And Taco Fun works. You can see New England Taco Fest in the picture on the upper right. I'm going to write about it in my journaling. The other thing is I had to move that because the fun went over too far. So now I am happy and I have my dark title in the middle. And as you can see from her page, she also put her title in the middle. So I think that is important as well. So we are continuing on now, and we're going to, first of all, put the date. And I really did want to put the date somewhere. So I'm doing that, and I'm putting it right there underneath Taco Fun. So I have it. Humorously, it was already set on that date, so I must have been thinking about it. Now, I want to use this tab to do my journaling on. I think she typed her journaling, but I am going to not do that. Instead, I'm going to use this tab. So I fussy cut the edge so that I could stick it right there, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And now I'm just going to accessorize. Like I said, I'm going to get some of these stickers out. I do lose the blue heart that I showed you, so that doesn't end up on here. But otherwise, it's just taco stickers and hearts and just the drinks. I ended up putting 3 drinks in that section. I am using some of these word stickers. She had some words on some of hers, but I just really wanted to use these word stickers. They were the right colors. So I put the blue all on the blue one, and then the green I'm going to filter kind of around to the different green spaces on the page, and I just end up really liking how that looks. I loved that I had a taco heart that matched the taco, or taco wings that matched my wings. That particular photo says tacos give you wings. I thought that was funny. So I put some tacos there. I'm going to cut out my margarita. I'm going to put that there. And this has been an exercise in me using my stash. So I also just decided to use the little green peas as green confetti. I think I end up also like putting a tomato down there. If you don't look closely at the tomato and the pepper, you don't realize that it's a tomato and a pepper. It just looks like little embellishments. So that was fun. I'm going to put a couple of these little hearts in different colors on the page, and then I'm going to journal. So here's the final product, and I will see you next week when we do another scrap lift. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm back, and I just love how this turned out. It is a lot of fun, and I think you can see the similarities to the layout that I scrap lifted. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time when we scrap lift someone new. Bye, everyone.